guys, as I put my seatbelt on, welcome back to the channel. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Dan.
And I have a Mark 5 GTI, but it's not a GTI anymore because it's got an S3 engine in it. It's a little bit different, yes, a little bit different. We'll go through spec list just before we actually go off, because this has got an engine swap in it. It's got an S3 8P engine in it, so an S3 KO4 turbo with a hybrid core, forged turbo muffler, like literally. What sort of power are we? That's the main thing.
It's around 380 to 4.
So 380, 400 today.
Yeah.
This is a hell of a lot of power in one of these, considering these came with 200 horsepower. Yeah, that's twice, if not twice, the actual power this car should have. Yeah. And it's still front wheel drive.
It is. Yep.
It is front wheel drive, so the fun of the GTI is still there, which is the main thing. That's the first thing I wanted to point out is this isn't a R32, like, do you know what I mean? It's still the GTI, it's still the front wheel drive, it's still manual. That's the best part.
Yeah.
We're interrupting today's video to give a massive thank you to today's sponsor, Aftermarket Arbitrage. These guys are the plug. If you want Yeezys, if you want anything that is hot tub related, or you want a second income, just like grabbing the 350s as they come out, these are bought and supplied by the guys at Aftermarket Arbitrage. Look at the state of them, brand new. Links are in the description to Aftermarket Arbitrage. They are the plug for hot tubs, a second income for you guys, like hot tubs, like Nintendo Switches, like PS5s, all of the good stuff, and you can either sell on, or you do like what I do, or I buy stuff for myself at the RRP rather than a blown up price tag. These guys are the plug. Again, links are in the description, but let's get back to the video.
Because moulding that S3 engine to a manual box in a front wheel drive chassis isn't something you can really get hold of, and then throwing power through it. It's got loads, it's got twice the power it should have, basically, on it. The 4-cylinder, it's not flat sounding, but it's such a cool sound from this era that when you throw an exhaust on it, it's like, it just gradually goes up, like the little bang from the back as well. Like it's not aggressive pop and bangs. That's the main thing. It isn't like over saturated pop and bang map. It's like an actual overrun map, like in the mapping. So you bought this as is?
As is, yeah.
What have you done to it? Because we did actually want to shoot this many moons ago, when it was a different colour. Yeah. Unfortunately, it wasn't painted as your desirability more than anything.
It was pretty poopy.
Yeah, and you wrapped it.
Yeah, got it wrapped. Basically.
So now it's in a satin,
Ireland satin charcoal.
It's a cool grey colour, is what it is.
It's pretty nice.
But I think it stealths out the car quite a lot.
It needed to.
Yes, because the paint was a bit hit and miss, but you rectified that. I think it looks better in this colour as well, in my opinion. Big Lamborghini brakes on the front of it.
Well,
Lamborghini stickers on the brakes. What are they? Big 6-pot? 6-pot?
Yeah, 6-pot.
Wow.
350mm discs.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Big, huge stoppers for something that is, you know, running basically twice the power it should be.
It does sort of need it, to be fair.
Big KW coilovers as well, which ride unbelievably.
Good,
They are so nice, and of course, catering to the more power, you need more stopping and more stability, in my opinion, which this car is set up for, in my opinion.
It handles well.
It handles like it's on rails, and it needs that for obviously the power increase it has. Doesn't sound too drony either.
No,
it's actually a very nice sound. I must admit.
It's a 3-inch turbo back, so there's not much going on other than a big pipe.
A big pipe. I like that. A big pipe. It's funny moulding this because they're forged bottom end from the factory. These S3 engines from the 8Ps, and you can chuck a lot of power through them. Like this one has a lot of power in it.
I'd like to go more, I think.
Yeah. Oh, well, you go more.
Yeah. I think so.
Okay. Easy high freeze. Easy high freeze.
Yeah, definitely. I think also I'm a little bit more used to it. When I first got it, I jumped in it
You're like, oh
minutes
my
down
God.
the road.
You're like clenching onto everything. Like, oh my God, this is the fastest thing in the world.
I pulled over and I was like, holy
I need to have a breather. I need to have a sit down.
a little breath and calm down a bit.
Would you say this is a relatively easy thing for people to do?
Yeah. S3 lump, isn't it?
I know you've bought this already done.
Yeah.
And I get that. But I would probably buy one that's already done. I wouldn't want to, tear up a GTI to put an S3.
No, exactly.
But it complements the car so well. And do you know what? I've looked into the S3s and the GTIs, and I love this generation of VW and Audi product. And like moulding the two together, I believe that this is the best GTI of its generation, mixed with probably one of the best engines four-pot engines they made.
I'm not a massive fan of the S3.
Yeah.
Because
it's a little bit more mundane than it should be. Like,
and you feel like you're probably the best driver in the world.
Because it does it for you.
It sits there and does whatever.
It does it for you. Whereas you got to fight with it.
Sometimes want to chuck you in the hedge.
Yeah, and it's just like going all over the place. Exactly. It's sort of like taking an S3 and disconnecting the rear on it.
Yeah.
So it's front wheel drive, and I appreciate some people may not appreciate that. I appreciate front wheel drive power from this generation because it is so much fun. Throwing twice the horsepower that this car should have through it is a feat of engineering at best, in my opinion.
It's easy to drive.
Yeah,
clutch.
This is your daily as well.
Yeah,
we'll point out this is a daily driver that's reliable, fast, and fun.
Yeah,
and you haven't got really any cut back there. Like that engine, I've got to say again, that engine mixed with a front-wheel drive manual chassis that's got good coilovers, good set of tyres, good brakes, all this sort of stuff. There's a lot to be said for that.
Yeah.
And price point, this ain't loads of money either.
No, it's not stacked. I didn't pay loads for it.
This is like the perfect combination then, isn't it? Yeah. And we'll say now, not that we're doing a buyer's review or anything, super comfortable in the GTIs. Love a GTI for the comfort. Tartan seats are what you want. And it's got heated seats and a lovely sound system, and you've got a better screen in here because they're a bit dated inside. The screens, infotainment especially. Like, I'm a huge Mark 5 Golf GTI fan. I will own one at some point, a very nice one hopefully. So this to me speaks volumes to what's in it engine-wise, the setup, the comfort levels, the braking ability, and just overall fit and finish is actually really well done. Like the engine's really nice, the brakes are really well done. Like it's such a cool build.
Just little touches.
And I feel like a lot of people out there have gone too far too forward, and are missing out on these fantastic cars that have already been built. The Mark 5 platform for me is like such a good GTI setup that if you were to modify it, this is a very extreme version, don't get me wrong, but like we were saying, like the VW products and that, this is actually the best scenario for the GTI, and it goes bloody well, mate. And it's got that soundtrack like banging, and it's not over the top though.
Don't often have the stereo one, to be honest.
No, I would just sort of leave the stereo off and just listen to that 4-pot going, mate, with the turbo.